What's up, everybody? Kev here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking emulators and more. And today we're talking the RPCS3 PS3 emulator. A lot of you already know about it, some of you may not, so I want to do this video. And even those who do know about it may not know the whole setup behind it or anything. I'm not going to go into a crazy detailed setup. This is more showing you what RPCS3 is, how it works, how it functions, what it can do. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So if you don't know, RPCS3 is an open source PlayStation 3 emulator and debugger, and it's for Windows and Linux. It says the RPCS3 is still in early stages of development, and the binaries we produce are highly experimental. So as you can see, you have the latest builds, you have a download for Windows, a download for Linux. So we'll go to the About section. Right here it says RPCS3 was founded by programmers DH and Hakeem. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And then it just has a description of what RPCS3 is, and a brief description and an about page and an about section for everyone that is contributed to the project or is on the team as a former developer or anything like that at the moment. The PS3 library is completely 37% playable, meaning 37% of the entire PS3 library, A through Z, is fully playable from beginning to end. Right here will be a list of all playable games, what games are available in-game, meaning you can get into the in-game but it isn't letting you finish it, what's loadable, what doesn't work at all, what at least is booting up an intro screen but not necessarily getting into the game itself. These are all things that constantly get tweaked and get worked on, and they constantly bring updates as well. I will leave a link in the description down below. On the YouTube channel, they do post updates on what they're working on and what games have received new improvements and what's now playable. The minimum system requirements are any 64 capable processor, OpenGL 4.3 compatible or greater GPU, at least 2 gigs of RAM, and a Windows OS or Linux. And of course, every time you will also need a PS3 update.pup file. That's the system update file. You will need to get that from PS3. And on its recommended system requirements, it's saying it's an Intel quad core and above, AMD hexa-core and above. For the GPU, at least Vulkan compatible AMD or NVIDIA card, 8 gigs of RAM or greater, and of course running on Windows 7, 8, 10, or Linux 64. So those are the things that you will need. Also, it has some Windows requirements, just the usual stuff that you probably already have. That would be a Microsoft DirectX end user runtime, Microsoft Visual CC. That pops up a lot when it comes to games and stuff like that, the CC. So all you have to do is get all that stuff, and then you will need to grab the PS3 firmware files. It says, due to reasons we cannot distribute official PS3 firmware files, you must download the latest PS3 firmware file from the site. It will link you to where you can get that PUP file. Both Blu-ray and PlayStation Network titles must be placed into a single folder with their respective files, and the folder name must correspond to the title's ID. So it's telling you where you can find your region ID, all that stuff for your backups if you want to go ahead and load up backups of your PS3 and be able to play them on here. It's a really cool option. So there's a little bit of more just facts, frequently asked questions there for you, and I will show you right off the bat now that I gave you a little brief description of what it is. I mean, you get it. It's a PS3 emulator. We don't have to go crazy layman terms. I went ahead and downloaded it. You can go and download it yourself. Link is in the description down below for the website. And I'm just going to go ahead and set up my stuff, set up my language and my audio and my CPU, make sure that my dimensions are all right. So as you can see, you have all kinds of different settings here. You have your UI colors, emulator settings, whether you want to exit RPS3 when you close it, little simple things like that. You do have a configuration chart for your controller. You are able to plug a controller into here, and you can go ahead and configure that for the way you want according to your games. It says we currently support keyboard and mouse input devices as well as the native DualShock. Through software that, thanks to our core developers and contributors, unfortunately we currently do not natively support DualShock 3 controllers. You can however use third-party tools like SCP driver package to allow your DualShock 3 controller to function like an X input controller. They said they plan to add additional input methods in the future, but if you have a DualShock 3, you can use the SCP driver package, but if you do not, you're going to have to go ahead and just use a DualShock 4. Now that you got the gist of RPCS3, what it is, what it does, how it works, how to download it, how to set it up, you're good to go. And I'm going to show you some clips of games that are fully playable and how they look. Some of them even running at 4K because using an emulator, you're able to upscale. So some of them looking better than the absolute original, and you're getting higher frames as well. So let's check these clips out.
There's the goat head, out the window. Keep running. There's no way to disperse darkness this thick. More darkness dead ahead. At least we're standing on the bright side of things this time.
If you can call this bright.
Those games are looking really, really amazing, to be honest. I have the RPCS3 emulator set up myself. I've been playing some games. I've been playing my backups. I do have a PS3. I'm sure people who are subscribed to my channel already know I have a PS3 and tons of games, but I like to mess with emulators. I like to be able to mess with upscaling. I like higher frame per second. Just some improvements on these games the best I can by playing them on PC. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it does help. Links are in the description down below. I did link the website and YouTube channel for RPCS3, the world's first open source PlayStation 3 emulator. You're just going to go ahead, install the application, get that system PUP file, PUP file, that's the Windows PS3 update file, and right on the website it's going to guide you. It's a couple steps, that is it. Hook up your controller, play your backups, and we're good to go. I hope this video did help, and I hope you're now enjoying playing your backups, upscaled, higher frame per second, and more. This is Kev. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I do drop weekly content around tech, gaming, movies, TV, much more. So I know you'll enjoy something I have coming along to this channel. Thanks everybody. Hope you enjoy your week. This is Kev, and I'm out.